How does an epic, set in the unfathomable reaches of the future, resonate so profoundly with the epics of our past and the urgencies of our present? The motifs of religion, imperial conquest, and the rapacious hunt for resources are not just backdrops, but central cogs that drive the narrative engine. Dune serves as a magnifying glass, bringing into sharp relief the historical and ongoing narrative of human civilization. It's here, through Herbert's intricate storytelling, that we explore the depths of religious fervor, the darkness of colonial greed, and the unyielding drive to exploit natural resources. These themes aren't just relics of a bygone era. They are both part of our global history and current geopolitical tensions. What if the sands of Arrakis and the halls of power it houses are more than just the setting for an epic saga? What if they hold the mirror up to our own society, reflecting our struggles with faith, power, and environmental stewardship? Can the journey of Paul Atreides, from a young noble to the messianic Muad'Dib, offer insights into our own world's cycles of domination and resistance? How do the Fremen's reverence for water challenge us to rethink our relationship with Earth's most precious resources? In Dune, religion emerges not just as belief, but as a formidable instrument of power. This mirrors the grim pages of our own history, where religion has been wielded as a scepter of control by those in power. From the divine right of kings, which sanctified monarchies in Europe, to the use of Catholic doctrine to legitimize the Spanish conquest of the Americas, religion has often been interwoven with the exercise of earthly power. Karl Marx famously critiqued religion as the opium of the people, a tool used by the bourgeoisie to maintain social control over the proletariat, by promising otherworldly rewards for earthly suffering. The early American settlers, including the Puritans, embarked on their journey to the New World in pursuit of religious freedom, a noble quest to escape the clutches of persecution they faced in their homelands. However, this quest for freedom paradoxically evolved into a narrative of exclusion and intolerance towards those who did not share their beliefs. Upon establishing their colonies, groups like the Puritans implemented a religious homogeneity. This pursuit of a singular religious vision led to the marginalization and persecution of other sects. Quakers, Catholics, and other non-Puritans faced bans, expulsion, and even violence. The very freedom the Puritans sought became a freedom they were unwilling to extend to others, revealing a troubling contradiction at the heart of the early American experience. Today, religion intersects with social issues, notably in debates on abortion and LGBTQ+ rights. Certain religious groups advocate for legislation aligning with their moral beliefs, influencing policies and public opinion. For example, in discussions about abortion, some religious leaders cite biblical principles to assert the sanctity of life from conception, suggesting that laws should protect the unborn as beings created by God. Similarly, in debates over same-sex marriage, certain religious groups reference scripture to support the idea that marriage is divinely ordained to be between a man and a woman. These instances mirror Herbert's portrayal of religious manipulation in Dune, suggesting that the quest for control over others often cloaks itself in the guise of divine mandate. Beyond control, religion as justification for territorial expansion is a tale as old as time. The Crusades, for instance, were not just spiritual endeavors, but also exercises in military expansionism, cloaked in the veneer of religious piety. Similarly, the colonial powers of the 15th and 16th centuries often paired the cross with the crown, asserting divine sanction for their global ventures of exploration and exploitation. This duality of purpose, salvation and subjugation, casts a long shadow, one that Dune captures with clarity. The deserts of Arrakis, with their singular treasure spice, stand as a stark metaphor for the real-world battles fought over precious resources. The spice, essential for space navigation, imbues Dune's narrative with a conflict that mirrors humanity's own history of resource-driven imperialism. This struggle for control over Arrakis echoes the colonial conquests for spices, gold, and oil that have shaped our world. Throughout history, the quest for resources has been a catalyst for exploration, conquest, and often oppression. The spice trade routes of the Middle Ages not only connected distant lands, but also fueled the ambitions of emerging European powers, leading to the age of colonization. Similarly, the scramble for Africa and the extraction of its vast mineral wealth under European colonial rule reflect the darker aspects of resource exploitation. In the modern era, oil, the lifeblood of industrialization, has sparked conflicts and geopolitical strategies, not unlike the battles for control over Arrakis. The historical spice trade, much like the quest for spice in Dune, was driven by the high value placed on spices such as pepper, cinnamon, and cloves. These spices, originating from Asia, commanded immense wealth and power, leading European nations to embark on perilous voyages in search of direct access to the Spice Islands, eventually culminating in colonial rule over vast territories. The late 19th century partition of Africa by European powers was motivated by the continent's rich resources, gold, diamonds, and later, oil. This scramble for Africa bears a resemblance to the factions in Dune vying for control over spice production, with little regard for the indigenous peoples or the environmental degradation caused by such exploitation. And lastly, in the 20th and 21st centuries, oil has been a focal point of international conflict, shaping the foreign policies of nations and often leading to war. The parallels with Dune's Arrakis, where control of spice equates to control of the universe, are evident in the strategic importance placed on oil-rich regions in our world. These are recurring themes of colonialism and resource exploitation, both in Herbert's universe and our own. The drive to dominate lands and peoples often leaves scars on the Earth itself. How does Dune mirror our own world when it comes to our impact on the planet? Dune unfolds on a planet where every drop of water is precious, and survival for the Fremen hinges on the conservation of resources, a stark contrast to the exploitation seen in the pursuit of spice. The exploitation of Arrakis for its spice mirrors the exploitation of Earth's resources, without regard for the long-term consequences. Just as the desert planet's ecosystem is strained under the demand for spice, so too have Earth's forests, minerals, and fossil fuels been extracted often with disregard for environmental balance. On Earth, the clearing of vast tracts of forests for agriculture, logging, and development has parallels in Dune's disregard for Arrakis' desert landscape in favor of spice extraction. Deforestation not only impacts the climate, but also the livelihoods of indigenous communities and the biodiversity that these forests support. In Dune, the Fremen's adaptations to a water-scarce environment underscore the value of conservation. This theme resonates in our world, where water scarcity affects billions. Innovative water conservation practices, much like the Fremen stillsuits, highlight the necessity of adapting to and respecting our environment's limits. Dune's saga is a stark reminder. Our greatest battles are not just against each other, but against the temptation to exploit faith, lands, and resources. The struggles depicted in Dune are not confined to the realms of science fiction. They resonate because they are our struggles too. Battles over belief systems, the impact of colonial legacies, and the urgent need for environmental stewardship in an era of climate crisis. Dune doesn't just offer us a window into a possible future, it serves as a mirror, reflecting our past missteps and current challenges. This is the essence of Dune's enduring appeal and its relevance to our times. It's a story that compels us to confront the complexities of our existence, to question the systems of power that govern our lives, and to reimagine our collective future. So as we stand at the threshold of tomorrow, let Dune be both a caution and a beacon, a reminder that the futures we imagine can inform the realities we create. If you like this video, hit subscribe and visit the channel to learn more about your favorite movies and shows. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.